Any more? Maybe we can get some wood. Glasswood branch.
On foot, blacked out at that Audra and the lava tubes beneath Solace. But it seemed different somehow.
Maybe not Spirit and Andre directly.
I actually believe you. This is madness, Envoy.
He suggested they kill Sapidol.
Well, people in Solace always claim they're speaking the word. Doesn't even really matter what he said, if you ask me. There are... Envoy, what do you need? I met this animancer one time.
Try to eavesdrop.
I know. I felt the lives lost.
It is inexcusable. The forces of nature must be kept in balance. This abuse cannot go unpunished.
Isn't the Gala win?
Power has it. If this is how it rules over its domain, it has shown that it
Regrettable. It could have...
cannot reach us, nor we it.
The memory carrier.
I do not disagree, brother. But if we act without thinking, we are no better than... No.
No. What do you mean?
We are too late. I sense a great shift in the Audra. One of our siblings has moved with terrible strength. What have they done?
Then may the hunt begin.
Gods. I could roast a Ballarok on the energy coming off this thing.
Garbage. I'm afraid. What the Mihaila? Maybe we'll find a couple. Maybe we can buy some wood. Upgrade our weapon to a max at least. If not, no biggie. I don't really care. Since we could have made some from lower rarities into the next rarity. I don't think we had enough, but they double the damage now, bro.
Everybody all right?
You're just a vibe.
Cook is complaining about the lack of ingredients again.
Wheat, I've never been happier to see the keep
I told
standing
you.
tall.
I knew that Adiran was a blessing.
Welcome back, friend.
Why would you have any wood?
You need something?
You don't have the wood I need. The cave coral.
I still can't believe that.
You have any wood?
What can I...
You have 3. It's not enough. It's enough for 1 piece. I could buy the weapons and dismantle them. I'm not gonna do that.
What happened, Adiran? Is everyone all right?
They keep many of your people are safe.
Thank you. I cannot explain how afraid I was for my people and our home.
It wouldn't have been right to let it get destroyed.
Maybe. After everything that has happened, I can't help but wonder if perhaps here. I once was this artifact's custodian, but this belongs to one who has proven. I wish so Marius, could I speak to you?
Right, did she just ask that? Or am I having another nightmare?
Says the undoubtable stabber.
Well, at least we'd all be together in prison. Okay, let's hear it.
I'm so glad you're safe and that you're surrounded by good people.
Alright, waiting for the butt.
There's no but waiting. That's all I wanted to say. Truly. I am genuinely happy you found friendship, Marius. You always deserved more than the world gave you. That's all I wanted to say.
You've
I
always
think you to say.
It was a true thing.
I don't care about the ability point. I'll throw it into HP. I don't need unless I burn. Did I get enough? No. No, we did not. No, that's not the way to do it. You do it. Where do you do it again? Am I dumb? I do not have enough.
Yonatan.
Crafting. Nice that weapon, baby. Blung.
Beg your pardon?
Huh? You sneeze.
You sneeze. What am I not allowed to sneeze?
Closer. We have waited so long.
Half hour to do the point of no return. I feel like that's possible.
Well, this is it, I guess. Feels very different from the last time I left Galawain's tusks. I will say, it's nice to look out and see Solace still standing. Thanks for that.
I know, right, to make the decision for everyone.
Right.
Solace is still standing.
Just so you know, Kai, it's starting to sound like you like me.
If you happen to need a reminder, do let us know.
Not to spoil the moment with good news, but things have only gotten more tense since Fior and the Steel...
Especially when they're led by a woman who doesn't seem interested in not to mention after we take care of the Envoy's little god problem.
I should buy some
we'll
land here, build an estate.
Don't kick up your feet just yet.
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the garden. I grew up learning I needed to protect that place.
I hear you. This island is weird enough when all we have to worry about are vengeful plants and soul...
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden?
We have to remember to love them in spite of their lack of proper enthusiasm, dearie.
I'm the first one in the garden,
Can
they
you
just...
imagine? An untouched spiritual... I have a theory about the garden. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden...
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind.
Once we get them to step it all in person.
About that, before we go any further, you told the Inquisitor that you intend to free Sapadal. Set them loose upon the world.
Step it all deserves their
That's-
freedom.
Everyone deserves freedom.
I could make an exception for a god with the power to destroy us all in a tantrum.
Sapadal is responsible for the spiritual health of the living lands, and the island has suffered for it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you
Your monster
believe
golden
in.
beliefs are for sale and principles are negotiable.
Ever wonder why people don't trust nobles? It's that statement right there.
Remember, we're stepping into a realm. There's no telling how long we'll be
Gonna
gone.
take a while.
Not a chance. We're Marius.
I told you I'd be with you till the end. What about you, Giat?
You're not going into the garden without me, Yatsley. If you feel like running back to Quil...
And tell Quilici that I missed out on the most exciting
Rub a tear from the
part.
corner of your eye.
Oh, you're gonna get me going too. We're with
I plan on wandering the garden whether I'm traveling with you or not.
Agreed. I'm not waiting in camp while the rest of you have all the...
Well, let's
Okay,
go.
all four of us. I'm ready. Oh, I didn't see you there, Giada.
Looks,
I'm not gonna. Well, maybe.
looks like we'll have to find
There's a
another
side
way
quest.
through.
I mean, is this gonna be like running? Ah, frick. Yeah. I'm assuming there's no side quest. I can just book it to stinking sap it all. Let's take like a 10-minute run. We can beat on this. Is there always tomorrow? Yeah, but like we're switching games in a half hour, and I'd rather not play this game for like 10
Looks
minutes
like we'll have to
tomorrow.
find another way through.
Sapidol has me hooked up, don't worry about it.
Boing.
I'm faster though, Sapidol.
Guards, this is the place.
I think we've found Sapadal's cave. I think this is the only way down.
Free to Mayu.
3-2 Mayu. Take a moment, people. Please just don't be like a civilization hanging out
I
here.
see the disciple has found his way into the cell.
No. Clarion Steel. We know this voice. Why is she here?
Be dedicated to follow me all the way here.
It seems I was not clear enough when I last spoke with you.
Out. Out. Her voice pierces our skin.
Look at this place. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with?
All I know is it's Sapidol itself.
Hell? It has forged the iron of its own restraints. Do you think you're special? With your god's thorn in your side? Do you believe you can hold dominion when even the collective fury of the real gods can only confine the sniveling creature to this wasteland?
I don't believe that was you.
Who else?
It is true. She twists the knife. The seas run red.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seeping through this land. Its madness would consume us all if it was not contained.
You didn't know Sapidol would attack you. Why not wait to see? You felt threatened by a god you couldn't control.
Chaos threatens us all. We will ensure order prevails. A pity that its followers could
What's
not
up, buddy?
be
You want uppies?
reasoned with. The poor godless,
You want to see my lap?
worshipping the very thing that subsumed them. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it.
You're never going to let them live.
You dare claim the domain of the gods is trivial?
I just respond, didn't I?
Mind your tongue. Your blasphemy strains my patience.
Why does our prison not protect us? Help us!
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither or. Adir is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy.
That metal is lashing out because of Adir. Can't you see that?
Then they will keep applying the rod until it understands. But there is still time. You can face your false god and end its
They deserve a
reign of
second
terror
chance.
permanently. Very well. I cannot force a child to, but I will not stand by and watch.
Yeah, okay,
You
whatever.
should have
Spawn whatever you
thought
need.
more carefully. Let this be.
I have nothing to say. That was...
Ouch.
I never thought I'd learn to drive.
Went the wrong way? I don't want the loot. Um,
Stay alert. That thing's moving this time.
Away with you!
best you got.
What is that? I know that place, right?
Where are you, Marius?
Oh no. No, no, no. Why is this? They're dead. Like it just happened. Like I remember.
This is the moment I found you, bundled and crying, while our parents died.
Viate.
I am dead, Viate, from the Dream Scourge. We are in the garden. As strange as this seems, it is normal.
Take your time.
Please, Viate.
Oh, I have faced this already.
Something else you
Why-
need to
then
understand.
for the god's sake, what is it?
You know where we are. This is my memory. How much of this do you remember?
We dealt with Razvan. He got what was coming to him.
Marius got closure. You're looking for closure
I
too.
have as much closure as I'm going to get.
Were you...
Sapadal wants to understand. They know you're on...
I have what I needed.
Then maybe it was I who needed to speak with my Viate. Even when we were children, you kept me alive. When you left Solace,
Bro, we got like 20 minutes.
I know. And I'm not sure I'll ever live that down.
Living the best life you can.
So, what do we do now?
This relationship is far worse than this.
What? Worst?
I can't say I loved that part most.
We've both been through so much.
A fine way to put it.
Proud of you,
I
Marius.
see it too.
That was you, Nimdut.
Get out of here. Hike up your waistline.
Rest will Akantu.
Well, it was... good to see you, Viate. With all... Come and get me. If anything moves, I'll straight up.
It's trash, I'm afraid. It's shattered though. There's another way around? Or like why?
This place is cool. Let's find your god, Envoy. Tama, I dealt with this. What is this, Envoy? This is your god's prison, not mine.
This is nearest low response
Before
to.
we visited his memorial, yes. I can't focus on his face. His features keep blurring, changing.
That's normal to me.
Then what am I looking at? I know it's him, but
And different
I
doesn't mean differences,
there
I
was
guess.
no art. Well, I used to remember his face, so he was in pain, but trying to hide it.
You remember the vision of those tied to your
I
guilt?
did. Sounds downright selfish of me, but this Thomas more than all his moments at once. Everything from the handful of years that he's almost a stranger.
Sorry.
I'm not. All this time I kept him frozen in his worst, but now that I see him, it's like he's free of that.
So are you.
You're right. It's like you said. For the longest, I was afraid. Now I see I was just holding
I'm
on.
glad.
Me too. But you've made some tough calls, and you've kept your head and your... So whatever comes next, now let's go find... When we reach them, what do you think we'll find? A victim?
A victim.
They've certainly... Let's end this.
The Wayfinder Spear. Thanks for garbage. Bye bye.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or am I going mad? What is the meaning of this? It can't be real. This is an illusion. A joke. I hate it. Why am I cursed to see this again? Why does the memory fall? They have a sick sense of humor. Whoever is responsible, I'm tired.
Godlike of Sapadal.
Finally.
It's not just me.
Oh my gods. They're alive? What do you think you're doing?
Giada Castel.
Wait, you...
For centuries?
My mother?
She reached out to us, using the...
But that would have been years ago.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice...
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god can be a
No. What exactly happened to my parents?
Sapadal wanted to be heard. And in so...
Sapadal does not know the limits of their strength. Mistakes.
Mistakes were made?
After the incident, your parents were like us.
In the end, they thought only...
That's it. That's really it. The answer I've been searching for all these years. I don't hold you responsible. Your god has the intelligence of a scatterbrained goat. Indulge me a moment. One final question, spirits. What is this? What is it you...
Well, that was 4 questions, but...
We want to apologize on Sapadal's behalf.
They want to apologize. I came to the garden for answers, not to offer forgiveness. Was it a mistake? Because no matter where we go, damn it. Sapadal has been trapped here for millennia. But when they heard the voice of a stranger, how can I hold that against you?
Thank you, Giada.
The time has come for you to find your patron. May the living...
Goodbye. We need to talk about this, but not here.
Right. The farther we get from this place, the better.
Here they come!
job, everyone.
Ease ahead.
Someone's eager to use them. I'll never understand the Akutan love for death.
I need a bit of jerky and a nap. Let's take a moment here.
There's always a weird sort of quiet on the eve of... Seems like a good time to...
Right.
Though it's hard...
Sounds like
I feel it as well. It is only mortal to feel...
getting this... Now that we're here, I'm eager to see this through. Nothing worse than... Same. I'd rather have... Let's take this in. But then I saw how you handled that dream thrall bear. And then you confronted your... Takes a special kind of strength to stay...
I didn't know much about you at that point. You were traveling.
I remember your calm. How you listened to my and when they burned my home, you gave me another one. I'll never...
You were my hero right away. You rescued me from those sporelings. You got my priceless face. What more could a...
And now look at you. Look at us. How far we've come in a short time. Quite a lot, as it turns out.
Not to raise the sails before the anchor, but we left trouble in our wake. If we make it out of here, it won't... If we can't take a moment to ourselves on a floating island outside reality, then I...
Right.
Before we turn in for the night,
Sleep well, my friends.
When you find Sapadal, I hope you tell him how much I love what they've done with this place. I'm a man of hidden death. Besides, as divine prisons go, I can imagine much worse. Elite, perhaps, but judging by our brushes with Sapadal at Mampforja and Nakukubel, they're in... Aha. I've heard that one before. Usually before. Still, you taught me that a person can grow beyond their flaws. Why wouldn't the same be true of a guy? I hope you're right, because we are all in trouble if you're wrong. You know, if Sapadal were only a smuggler, but knowing they could end us all, I guess we've all got. I don't envy, but I envy even less the mess you're going to have if... Lucky thing your emperor sent his best representative as his envoy, right? You'll have your work cut out for you. A lot of people aren't, especially when your ambassador Heelguard hosted Ludwine and Parrot. The Steel Garrote leveled, even if Animancers aren't the most popular bunch. And yeah, I know that's not when Heelguard banned the practice in Paradise. Even if you believe that, and that's not all, Ringram may have unleashed some powerful magic against the dream. That doesn't look good for your people. Not when Ludwig was also in the... And then there's Sol. You might have saved the keep, but no one's going to talk about the disaster that did. They're going to talk about why Mount Forja erupted after all this time. I don't think anyone else is going to, fairly or not, a lot of blame. And if I had to guess, I don't think Heelguard's been helping matters while you've been out here. No slight on your skills. If and when we get out, then you'll have to choose a side. That's the part I don't envy. I admire your principles. Look, I've been there. I fought for Rauatai's interest in the Deadfire and lost my stomach for it eventually. But I will tell you now. I hope that's not what it comes down to. I don't mean to burden you. Just know that whatever you choose... Good night. Hey, Giada.
All this time, and in a way, they did. But it wasn't their mistake. Generous? Perhaps. This whole experience has... Look at what my mother accomplished. When you speak to a god, it's not... No Animancer can live up. I thought their legacy was a curse. And I could only break it by complete... As an Animancer, one thing is certain. When I wanted to tame the spirit of the living lands. Now, there's so much about it I don't understand. They probably won't even notice me. I believe the power flowing out of the god. Through Animancy, we could help the... Then again, on the other hand, half the fun of Animancy. I think I know what I want. But there are too many variables to consider. Of course you trust me, but we've been together long enough that I value your opinion. You're right. I'm the daughter of proud Animancers. Who am I to... An Adiran with no sense of civic duty? Without Animancy, without my ambition. Either way, I can't wait to find out. The Living Land... Hey, you helped me through a very difficult time.
Starting over is never easy.
I came here to help you do whatever you're supposed to do with your god friend. Instead, I've heard about the garden all... But thanks to you, I think I was right. I will say, it's not really what I expected when I started tracking you and Kai back in... You're in a good place then. It's been a bit of a ride, Envoy. I don't know. Maybe the... quick note. If you tell any of the others I said that... Anyway. Not before I've done some reading.
A breath held. Trepidation. You are close, yet distant. The bars were not enough. Only essence sustains them now. We wonder. We did not foresee this. You have defied our expectations at every turn. Perhaps we should not have been. A rosebush grows berries. We cannot be but what we are. We would be so old. We would drink the sea air, the grass, see the world as those with our gift. Petals that wither beneath the snow. Vengeance denied, squandered. This... We feel nothing amiss. We speak of freedom when the hand still clasps around our throat. Wake now.
I'm back. We got like 7 minutes. 5 minutes. Let's be running this, bro. Don't give me a puzzle. He didn't. Thank you.
Is
Maybe.
This where your god friend sleeps? I assume we'll have to break this barrier somehow.
Safe to assume that the large glowing door is part of Sappadal's prison? Now, we just have to get past it. Marius, dear. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. Good to see an old friend.
Did you loot him? Did I not loot him? I did not. Thank you. Quit. Quit.
Here's hoping we can avoid that madness down there.
You asked for it. Behind
Got
you.
speed freaks. Two this time, dude. Like, why? Why did you just keep giving me meaningless combat? I've done so much. Maybe it's just these guys.
East ahead.
Your hands. Give me your hands, dusted boy. Get that baddie in. Let the enemies first. All caps, speed, running. Am I dying here? Get your mouse out of the way.
You have come at last. After so... You are so small. We questioned if you were real. Then steps. A voice. Through arm. Now, you are here. We were everywhere once. We wish it could have been different. But the other gods imprisoned us. But you are here now. There is little time. The Strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore. Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now we will... A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time. You can reach her. Will the garden to open, it will take you there. A mountain of essence. We were everything. We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills. We want nothing. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now. A chance to regrow. We trust you. You met death, and you offered your hand. And where is your... You know. Give us peace. Do you think we have... We deserve more than... Or do you have no more mercy for us than you did for the bear? Yes. We have seen. We asked what you would do with an animal that sickened after a fight. More than anything, Treat us as you would the... Grant...
I'm going to.
Time has come for you to act. End our pain. Give us peace. It is all we... Center your thought. Clear the fog. Tear down the gate. We were so blind. So lost. We feel... bright. We will grow. Tend. We will remember you when you are ash.
Lose your power, Sabal, lift the nearby enemies in the air, send them down, dealing high damage. PNG. With the strangled Adra by the gate. Do I have a big thing to do here? It might just be worth saving it.
Andra's dead. Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly.
Where it all started.
What happened to the living lands started long...
Are you seeing?
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't...
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was right.
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our...
It's like how a body fights an infection.
Look at this place.
Never mind, I'll finish it tomorrow. Not worth, I'll finish it tomorrow.
Without us.
Right behind.
The Steel Growth have been itching for a fight this whole time.
Before we go, what happened back there?
I freed Sabadell from the prison, Dream Scourge is
I'm
over.
not sure. That's good.
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sapadal. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful...
Maybe they'll help us in return.
And God entwine. The flower shades the soil in which it grows.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. What?
Son of a bitch. Back in parodies. Alright, save it. We'll do it tomorrow. How long... I have caps lock on. How long is Paradies 2? How long is point of no return? Alright, I'm probably still have at least like a part, so it's fine. I'm gonna put up Marvel slash marker. I'm the first anyway. Slash marker Avowed. Okay, we're gonna finish Avowed. I sat on Marvel for 3 hours and I did Fortnite Festival and we're at the risk of DMCA. We're beating this dang game. No one got on. Set in Marvel forever. I just wanted to Marvel son of a Avowed. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2:14. I waited long enough. Aaron just texted me, fell asleep. So we're gonna beat this game real quick. We were like apparently 20 minutes away. This ain't a scene, it's a gosh dang Fortnite. I'm ready. Apparently, you talk to this guy, you talk to this stinking ambassador, then you do a couple fights, and you do like the boss battle.
Sansa, how did you make...
They marched in with me. Envoy, what does the Garrote think they're doing? It's an outrage. They've got no respect. I took my... They didn't.
Right.
If...
How?
I am so...
Snow? Why is there snow here?
Upham, we meet again, Envoy. And you, Yardsley. You're always a prodigious and welcome sight.
Oh, yes. Always a pleasure to see you, too.
Paradise burns. Thanks to Ludwine and the steel...
She must have come back to life. Again. I suppose we couldn't be lucky enough for her to stay dead.
It's remarkable how hard you mortals fight for causes that'll be forgotten within centuries. Still, I do think the world has been irrevocably, if minimally, changed by your actions. Perhaps a new god being set loose on the world is certain to have consequences. Mostly, I'm curious about whether you think you've made the right choice. Ah, that mortal zeal. Always so fun. We will see if you're correct. I am interested in seeing the outcome of your story, Envoy. With luck, it won't end with you also on fire. Unfortunately, you'll likely be dead the next time I return to the Living Lands. Goodbye, Envoy. And Yardsley, I do look forward to when all of this is done. I am eager to work with you.
Is that you? Envoy, how did you... I don't know. Where did you come from? You just appeared out of nowhere. Ah, your face. We all wondered whose godlike you were. But listen to me rambling. Forgive me, Envoy. I won't keep you long. I just want to make one request while you're... As much as you can. Be good to the Living Lands. Yes, I'd just like for us to live life. It's going to be a...
Everything your people have done. Envoy? Is it really you?
Mihala told us you went into some place called
The garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
Did you meet your god there? The one whose marks you bear?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
Thank you.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Finally, a ray of sunlight shines through the storm cloud.
I will not grovel at the envoy's feet for solving a plague
They were at your
I am
doors.
not convinced was real.
If you wardens ever bothered to pull your heads out of your asses, you wouldn't take such pride in your ignorance.
You know nothing of me or my people, you fucking pirate!
Warden Commander, look around you. Is this really the time?
Giata nearly had me convinced the Dream Scourge was some infection of essence. How could you stop such a thing, Envoy?
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
But the plague isn't over. Dream Thralls still litter Shatterscarp.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them?
Sapadal is the god of the gods and the god of the living lands.
Ludwig had intimated that this land grew a new god. But how can that be?
The gods are the gods. They are the foundation upon which our world is built. You can no more build a new god than you can create a new world. The very notion is preposterous.
Preposterous or not, it's happened. The godless yearned to build something new. And over hundreds of years, they did. A god. I suspect this god of theirs, Sapadal, was created from Echedan souls. Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
We were no stranger to them in Fior Mesiverno. They harrowed our fields, tore our homes in half.
We saw similar destruction at Nakuku Bell. If these roots and the Dream Scourge are the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
Sapadal deserved a chance to make amends.
Let's hope they don't decide to further amend themselves by coming for our heads.
First he steal Garot, now a rogue god. Is there no place safe from turmoil in all the living lands?
Sapadal's power ravaged my people. I don't know that I can ever trust it.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. Inquisitor Ludwig has already joined the battle.
I was thinking, like, remember killing Ludwig at the top of Mount Fiora.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure. Well, she's seen better days. But you wouldn't know it, judging by how she fights.
Ludwig's plowed through the militia like a knife through warm butter.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves.
We're gonna try to kill me again, isn't she?
Regrettably, she's not in the business of making exceptions for people she deems oathbreaker. So long as her passion for Wodka lives.
Then we destroy her faith, and the I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you...
Oh, good.
It is not, I think, impossible.
Oh, with a stopper?
I couldn't agree more. Ludwig has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack.
He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwig, you should know what you're fighting for. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier
How about
are
United Living
done.
Lands?
Adir will come. Indeed, we are all ready. Oh, Envoy, no. Do not suggest that lightly. Think of the Emperor. There would be reprisals. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at
Opinion
stake.
Sapidol.
Rest into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade the seeds? Many fruits on our boughs. We graft many leaves into strength.
What do you all think?
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it.
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers.
We were fine before Adir came.
I think we ran things perfectly fine.
And the other
For
leaders
your
have thoughts.
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you. I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our
It's a nice idea, but consider the costs. If we walk away from... But the people of Thirdborn have friends in the world.
My people rely on the sufferance of those in Paradis for safety. We have no homes of our own anymore. And Paradis will bear the brunt of the Emperor's reprisals, whatever those may be. But if this is what this conclave wants...
Of course.
Know what I'd like to do?
Well, don't leave me in suspense.
Fight for United Living Lands.
Oh, gods have mercy.
Solas and her Wardens stand vigil with the living lands.
By grit and steel, Thirdborn stands with the living lands.
If this is what you all agree is best, the people of Fior stand with the living lands.
We deserve this opportunity.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
Gods, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Ludwig and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradis. And
Then I will
eventually...
meet Ludwig on the
The
battlefield.
living lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwig must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then.
The Paradis militia will be
I'll
at
do
your
my
back.
best.
Show them that the living lands...
Gather your forces and secure the eastern
Understood.
gate. Gods be...
Let's take back the city together.
So we're going after the
Let's go.
So we'll bring Giada with us. He's a smarty pants.
Can't sleep? We're going into battle for the soul of... Your emperor will not be pleased.
I have influence in my court. My report in Living Lands will change minds.
Political influence is dangerous. When a godlike fights in battle, the Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your... This is the first time you were told to pick a side. And I fear it won't be the last.
Living Lands set to me for who I am. I can't forget that.
All we ask in return... From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive. For a politician like him, losing a... When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your head with lies if you let him.
Or he can't offer me anything I don't already possess.
That is an advantage. I'm glad we understand each other. Time for you to get some rest. We have a big day.
Are you concerned about Ludwig?
In truth, I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Ludwig is held together by faith. And that may be her undoing.
Also,
Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either.
How do I use it to my
And yet
advantage?
here you are. By staying alive, of course. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A contradiction. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire world. Who knows? Maybe that or maybe not. Whatever happens.
Thank you.
You too. We should take a... You liberated the god of the living land. That's quite a gamble you made.
I trust Sapadal to do the right thing.
I admire your... If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing their cage like a wild animal. Which means you have leverage over a god. How do you plan on using it?
I'm thinking about my relationship with Sapadal that way.
You're probably better off then. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything's changed, I'm curious what will happen. We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or destabilize as a result of our actions.
Either way, things cannot continue as they
For
have.
better or worse, maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer. I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is a bit much
For
for
you,
our
anything.
little camp. You're too kind. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Until next time.
Later. Marius, you want to talk?
I can't wait to give...
You should get some sleep. Big day coming up.
Checking in on everyone.
Well, I'm just putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's the opposite of survival.
You're right, it doesn't make sense, but sometimes it's necessary.
No, I've never... We're about to go out there and risk our lives for... We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's... It's fine. Really.
Glad you're with me.
Right. I'll be all right, Envoy. You go get some blessed rest.
Ready to go shooting and get out of here.
Let's finish
They're
this.
friendly, it's cool.
Who's next? Anyone?
Make the Inquisitor proud! Get them!
You're right.
I missed. And why is there an invisible wall? Oh, they're all here anyway? Alright. Yes, big ogre man.
We shall tear your enemies apart.
Thank you, brother. Dragon hide.
Bad Envoy. Someone's eager to meet us.
Got me?
Don't worry about the eastern gate. I'll protect your back.
Thanks, bros.
We've got company. Look out.
You die? Yeah. Come on. You coming? Punk.
Show your hot.
Show your hot.
Nothing there.
Envoy. Welcome to the right.
Who are you? Oh, you from the docks. The piercing. You're lucky.
Just go. I've got the plaza under control.
came around to our side. Guess Kai's rubbing off on you.
Wonica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
Let's pay
Just know I'm a third
There
word.
you are.
Final visit.
So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time?
I don't understand.
Our conflict was foretold the moment you were born. You can no more avoid it than I can die. Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
People have no scope for diplomacy.
Diplomacy is theater, nothing more. We both know victory is decided on the battlefield. The only question is, what's to be done with you? You, who were once so bright and promising.
Her mind is already made up. She's just toying with us.
Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy.
As usually, leaving the conclusions you reach are about something you don't understand.
Do not patronize me. I have every right to put down a threat to the Empire. Steel yourself, Envoy.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
You won't survive this fight, Gata says you're vulnerable.
If my theory is correct, you're as mortal as we are.
Explain.
The righteousness of the old gods is no longer certain. And for one of your kind, uncertainty is a death sentence.
Interesting theory. But will you stake your life on it? Would you pit your logic against my faith?
My parents died in the name of research. If I must follow their example to the grave, so be it.
Then we'll see who triumphs, child.
That child will kill you if you're not careful, and I'll enjoy watching her do it.
Farewell, Envoy.
There's no coming back this time.
You won't be me.
Once I'm done, your god.
Sorry, I didn't have 12 of those stats. Talk her out of it.
Whoa! Queen among queens! Send me your aid!
I'm sorry, the corpse blocking the way or something. Oh, okay.
Again! Wonica! Help me! One last time! Grow up and... Wonica! Where are you? No! Don't abandon me now!
Monica's done with him! Kill her now!
Eat her!
Like that, didn't do anything.
Couldn't have done it better.
Dusted, I'm afraid. It's over, it's over. We were
Wherever
50
Ludwig is
minutes.
now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done. But we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the Living Lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more. The rebels of Paradise return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once,
Are you holding
they
like a
have
piece
a
of meat?
future. The refugees of Emerald Stair find a cold welcome in the city of Paradise. Animancy is frowned upon, but their knowledge of agriculture is highly valued. The first bountiful harvest improves relations. The ashes of Fior Messiverno continue to smolder. Scavengers avoid the ruins, fearful of spirits unleashed by animancy gone awry. The once promising city is nothing but a cautionary tale. For the people of Shatterscarp, independence is bittersweet. Those who cannot withstand the grief inflicted by Ringgrim's spell leave the settlements, vanishing into the wilderness. Those who remain find themselves forced to cooperate with others, often begrudgingly. With so many dead, the need to stave off hunger outweighs any distaste for certain trading partners. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the Living Lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells,
How do we do with Chima-wise?
not with grief, but with awe.
I have
There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and
18 out of
beauty
50. Never mind.
the world has to offer him. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giada turns away from animancy, charting a new course in life. The old rules don't apply to her. she has no responsibilities other than herself. Writing, music, sailing, sewing, love. She tries everything, masters nothing, and finds the inner peace that eluded her as an animancer. She still carries the phantasmal focus, but it doesn't feel as heavy as before. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yardsley returns to the Animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the Animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on Fior Messiverno. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yardsley is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sapadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sapadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together, and in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
It's done. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let the credits roll, but at 2x speed because I want to go to bed. Okay, I'm back. Vita though, we're gonna install. I'm sure I'll have the same opinions when we do Outer Worlds too. Has to do with this game and the first game of Outer Worlds. I'm speeding it up, man. I'm sorry. At this point, you just skip it. I'm ready to get off, man. Uninstall. Bye bye.